So we're now on the third installment of all the stuff that I got from a gentleman who had to move across the country and thus give away his aquatic stuff for his fish hobby. And he gave a lot of it to me. So we just finished up looking through some of the stuff. A lot of it is fake plants and a few stuff for filters and such. And oh, we got an old air pump. Whew. Elite 799. Wow. That is super old looking. I wonder if the diaphragm still works. We got filter floss for the filters. Ugh. Okay. Yep, this is why I was wearing a mask on the first installments, because there's some stuff in here that's been used and it's just stayed wet and moist. It's kind of moldy. And that's why I had a mask on. People were thinking I was wearing a mask because I was cleaning some stuff with bleach. That actually isn't the case. The bleach is actually perfectly fine, just the low doses of it, and then, you know, anything that has bleach on it, you clean it with Prime and you're good to go. But no, it's really this stuff, because fungus, mold, etc. can grow on this stuff if it just sits. And that's not good for your respiratory system, especially mine. I've got a pretty crappy respiratory system. Okay, we got some fluorescent starters, because there are some fluorescent lights that I received as well. Those are still in the garage. I have not gotten to those yet. Let's see. More plants. Mrs. Scuttles is going to have such a nice tank. Well, I mean, it's going to have stuff for her to explore. Let's put it like that. Fake plants don't really do much for a tank other than aesthetics anyway. Let's see. Gravel vacuum. Marineland 6-foot of hose. Well, if I didn't already have a gravel vacuum, it's still nice to have nevertheless. Now, I got a bunch of chemicals. Stress coat. Removes chlorine and chloramine, so it's kind of like the API, I'm sorry, the Seachem Prime that I use. Seachem Prime is kind of the gold standard. I prefer to use that. Everyone knows Seachem Prime and is familiar with how good it works. Some more stress. Jeez. Aquarium Pharmaceuticals Inc. Water conditioner. Whew, that's an old looking bottle. We got another bottle of it. Man, how much stress coat this guy do? Ammonia Instant removes ammonia and chloramines. It's all just a bunch of stuff that Seachem Prime basically does. That's a bunch of that. The only one that I think I'd even feel safe using is the API stress coat, because I'm familiar with that. Even then, I've got a bottle of Seachem Prime coming in the mail, because I'm running out of that, and that's kind of the gold standard. Like I was saying before, that stuff is just infallible. So, I don't know if that's not the right word, infallible, but you get the idea. You know what I'm saying. So, I mean, there's also more nets and stuff, but these are so used up, they might as well be thrown away. Unless I soaked that one in calcium, removed all the calcification and stuff on it, but honestly, you'd lose more money than you'd gain by refurbishing that. So, I guess what I'm going to start with is all these fake plants. I've got a nice big 55-gallon tank here, and yeah, that's a lot of algae. Whoop-de-doo, it's algae, it's going to grow. It's not a bad thing. But I'm going to put some plants in there for Mrs. Scuttles, and hopefully she'll walk around and feel more inclined to, you know, look around and stuff. So, but that is, I guess, the last bit of this stuff right here in these boxes that I got from this gentleman. Like I was saying, I've got more stuff upstairs in my garage. Now, those are fluorescent lights. I only use LEDs, but the idea for those is they're really old. There's 4 of them. I'm going to replace all those fluorescent tubes with LED tubes. I'm just going to go to Walmart and get some, because I could use the light. This 40-gallon tank does not have a light because I've been waiting to get a Finex Stingray. That's my light of choice. I use Finex Stingrays on all my tanks for the incredibly good color rating index and power efficiency. That being said, some light's better than no light. Alright, so I guess the next video is probably going to be what all these fake plants look like in Mrs. Scuttle's tank.